Thanks for visiting my YouTube channel. Here are the 2025 NBA preseason game result, standings updates, and the game schedule for tomorrow. For the game result, in the first game, the Atlanta Hawks got their second win of the 2025 NBA preseason after defeating the Miami Heat in overtime, with a score of 119-118. Jacob Toppin was the top scorer for the Atlanta Hawks with 26 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists, followed by Caleb Houston scored 21 points, Asa Newell had 19 points, Lamont Butler scored 18 points, Vic Krejci and Charles Bassey added 7 points each. Jamie Jaquez, Norman Powell, and Ethan Thompson was the top scorer for the Miami Heat with 17 points each, followed by Bam Adebayo scored 13 points and 9 rebounds. Davion Mitchell had 10 points, Keshad Johnson had 8 points, and Kel'el Ware added 6 points and 11 rebounds. In the second game, the San Antonio Spurs got their fourth straight win and remain undefeated of the 2025 NBA preseason after defeating the Indiana Pacers, with a score of 124-108. Victor Wembanyama was the top scorer for the San Antonio Spurs and made a double-double performance of 27 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists and 3 steals, followed by Luke Kornet scored 16 points, Stephon Castle and Keldon Johnson had 14 points each, Julian Champagnie scored 12 points, Dylan Harper had 11 points and 8 assists, Devin Vassell and Carter Bryant added 8 points each. Benedict Mathurin was the top scorer for the Indiana Pacers with 31 points, followed by Pascal Siakam scored 17 points, Jarris Walker had 12 points, Andrew Nebbert scored 11 points and 8 assists, Cameron Payne had 10 points, and Aaron Nesmith added 9 points. In the third game, the Washington Wizards got their first win of the 2025 NBA preseason after defeating the New York Knicks, with a score of 120-103. Marvin Bagley was the top scorer for the Washington Wizards and made a double-double performance of 18 points and 11 rebounds, followed by Will Riley scored 17 points, Tristan Vukcevic scored 15 points, Keyshawn George scored 11 points, Justin Champagnie and Trey Johnson scored 10 points each, Jameer Watkins had 9 points, and Bub Carrington added 8 points. Tyler Kolek was the top scorer for the New York Knicks with 20 points, followed by Jordan Clarkson scored 12 points, Gershon Yabusele and Miles McBride scored 11 points each, Trey Jemison had 9 points, Pacom Dadiat and Kevin McCullough had 8 points, and Garrison Matthews added 6 points. In the fourth game, the Minnesota Timberwolves got their third win of the 2025 NBA preseason after defeating the guest team Guangzhou Long Lions, with a score of 134-74. Rob Dillingham was the top scorer for the Minnesota Timberwolves with 27 points and 9 assists, followed by Johnny Juzang scored 17 points, Rocco Zakarski had 16 points, Leonard Miller made a double-double performance of 15 points and 11 rebounds, Terrence Shannon also scored 15 points, Jules Bernard scored 11 points, Joan Beringer made a double-double performance of 10 points and 10 rebounds, and Tristan Newton added 9 points. Victor Oladipo was the top scorer for the Guangzhou Long Lions with 14 points, followed by Frank Kaminsky scored 10 points and 8 rebounds, Tim Frazier, Deonte Burton, and George King scored 8 points each, and Yonjan added 7 points. In the last game, the Dallas Mavericks got their second win of the 2025 NBA preseason after defeating the Utah Jazz, with a score of 114-101. Anthony Davis was the top scorer for the Dallas Mavericks with 25 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals and 2 blocks, followed by Najee Marshall scored 17 points, Miles Kelly had 14 points, Jaden Hardy had 13 points, Cooper Flagg scored 11 points, PJ Washington had 6 points, Klay Thompson and Max Christie added 5 points each. Taylor Hendricks and Bryce Sensabaugh was the top scorer for the Utah Jazz with 14 points, followed by Yusuf Nurkic made a double-double performance of 13 points and 15 rebounds, Kobe Williams scored 13 points, Lauri Markkanen had 10 points, and Keontae George added 9 points. For the preseason standings updates, For the Eastern Conference preseason standings, the Milwaukee Bucks and Orlando Magic remain undefeated with 3 wins. The New York Knicks and Toronto Raptors had 3 wins and 1 loss. The Indiana Pacers, Boston Celtics, Atlanta Hawks, Chicago Bulls and Brooklyn Nets had 2 wins and 1 loss. The Detroit Pistons and Washington Wizards had 1 win and 1 loss. The Charlotte Hornets had 1 win and 2 losses. The Cleveland Cavaliers and Philadelphia 76ers still winless with 3 losses this preseason. And Miami Heat still winless with 5 losses this preseason. For the Western Conference preseason standings updates, the San Antonio Spurs remain undefeated with 4 wins. The Houston Rockets and New Orleans Pelicans remain undefeated with 2 wins. The Golden State Warriors, Denver Nuggets, Dallas Mavericks, and Phoenix Suns had 2 wins and 1 loss. The Oklahoma City Thunder and Minnesota Timberwolves had 2 wins and 2 losses. The LA Clippers and Portland Trail Blazers had 1 win and 1 loss. The Los Angeles Lakers had 1 win and 2 losses. The Sacramento Kings had 2 losses. And Memphis Grizzlies and Utah Jazz still winless with 3 losses this NBA preseason. For the guest team standing updates, Melbourne United, Hapoel Jerusalem, and Southeast Melbourne Phoenix had 1 loss. And Guangzhou Long Lions still winless with 3 losses this NBA preseason. And here are the games scheduled for tomorrow, October 15, Wednesday morning. In the first game, at 7 a.m., the Cleveland Cavaliers will face the Detroit Pistons at the Rocket Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. In the second game, at 8 a.m., the New Orleans Pelicans will face the Houston Rockets at the Legacy Arena in Birmingham, Alabama. Also at 8 a.m., the Milwaukee Bucks will face the Oklahoma City Thunder at the Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee. At 9 a.m., the Denver Nuggets will face the Chicago Bulls at the Ball Arena in Denver, Colorado. At 10 a.m., the Portland Trail Blazers will face the Golden State Warriors at the Moda Center in Portland, Oregon. Also at 10 a.m., the Phoenix Suns will face the Los Angeles Lakers at the Mortgage Matchup Center in Phoenix, Arizona.